Danny Saucedo is back, returning to the Melodifestivalen stage. Last time we saw him was back in 2012. Can you be... No, but yeah, it was 2012, wasn't it? With Amazing. He's also done In the Club a few years previous and was back with EMD's Baby Goodbye just a few years earlier in 2009. This time, writing his own entry, Dandi Dansa. That's a really good song for me. Really, really great charisma. He brings exactly what you'd expect from Danny Saucedo. He just absolutely kills it on stage. This had everything. It had moving boxes. It had moving stages. It had fantastic dancers pulling out of what appeared to be kind of weird box cover clothes. Really, really great. Very Justin Timberlake mixed with Jamiroquai for me. How does it compare to some of Danny's previous efforts? Let's go to Elliot first.
His best entry by far, and that's including the ones that he has wrote, because he also wrote Universe for Molly Sandén in 2016. This is by far, and maybe it's because it's in Swedish, I don't understand what he's saying, but this is by far the best entry, because I normally have a massive gripe with Danny Saucedo's songwriting as a lyricist. But no, like, I didn't listen to any of these until the Saturday evening. Like, that's my plan for Melfest, not to listen to the snippets, and this got a lot of flack online, I did see, and I was like, maybe, but it's Danny. And yeah, I love this. I was bopping away. I was really enjoying this. He is a charismatic performer, no matter what you give him. He looked like he was having the time of his life and really enjoyed it. He's clearly made a deal with the devil, because he still looks fantastic even at 34. And I just think he just put on an absolute show. And the only thing I would change is that outfit, because that's bloody awful. But the rest was top notch.
Yeah, I totally agree, Elliot. Everything you said. It's actually written off before the semi-final. It was certainly not the favourite to go through. Mel, is this a case of a song which maybe doesn't sound that great in comparison to the other songs before you kind of see it live on stage, really being elevated by the performance?
100%. I won't fuss for it at all from like the 60-second snippet, and then the performance is just amazing, isn't it? And it's such an earworm. It's been stuck in my head since last night. And like the dancing and everything. Did you notice like all the things that were written on the cardboard boxes as well? Like there was a big love heart with Saade written in it, and more beer. That's the only Swedish phrase that I know, but that was on there as well. Yeah, I just loved it. I think potentially could have a Swedish language song for the first time in years.
But he'd switch it to English, I imagine.
Do you think?
I imagine. Well, let's go to Jeanette. Let's find out. Jeanette, could this win? And if it were to win, would he presumably switch to English?
I think he would switch. But if you knew what he was singing in Swedish, it's a bit embarrassing, because I've written down, för jag blir dum av dig. That means I'm becoming stupid of you. What kind of lyrics is that? And come here and dance, dandy dance with me. It's just very weird. So he has to redo that. But I think staging's good. He's looking good. He can sing, he can dance. It's got potential to win, yes. But we don't know exactly what's coming ahead. But the lyrics are pretty weird if you know Swedish. A bit embarrassing. It feels like he did it during his lunch break in 30 minutes. And yes, let's do this. And, well, I'm famous. I'm going to get through. I look good. I have a good smile. Yeah, 30 minutes, banger.
It is a banger. It is a banger. I'm going to come to Steve. Steve, could you potentially see this winning? And is it about time Danny becomes the representative for Sweden? Because the guy is oozing charisma and star quality, isn't he?
Yeah, I was just laughing about the comment that you could buy that outfit at Deptford Market that came on. If anyone's been to Deptford Market, that's really funny. I can't see this winning, to be honest. I don't think... I thought I agree with Mel that when I first heard the snippet, I thought, oh, what a disappointment. Because I think all three of his previous entries that he sang himself were all really good. And I felt this one fell short. But I think the presentation really made up for it. And it was quite it was quite a good, quirky presentation as well. Like Mel, I noticed all those little signs and the phone number and everything that kind of was part of the app. I don't really feel this is likely to be a winner. I don't think, like last year, we're going to get the winner from the first semi-final, to be honest. But it was certainly a lot better than I thought it was going to be, and I think it deserved actually to go direct to final.
And it was nice to see his little nodding of his cap to Eric Saade. I don't know if anyone noticed, but if you have a look to the left-hand side, he little love heart to Eric Saade.
Yeah.
And that was a follow-on from a message he posted on social media just a few weeks ago. There you go, Eric Saade. So
that's a fantasy that's not going to happen, though, isn't it?
I think they're just bros before hoes, Steve. I think that's all that is. Andy, this may not be the best musically, but it certainly was the best as a performance, right?
Well, I loved them. I loved everything about it. I like the music. I like the fact that he wrote it. That's it's not essential, but it's always nice when a singer writes their own song. I liked his costume. I mean, as much as it looked like a bar of chocolate, I really liked it, and the staging was so clever. You couldn't get away with it with a live audience because the live audience wouldn't know what was going on. But there was a lot of thought went into it, and he just looked so proud of what he was doing. The weird thing is, it was only when he performed it for the second time that I spotted that he wasn't singing in English. Which might go back to what Jeanette was saying, that the lyrics, weren't the most important thing about it. It was going back to those days when people used to write songs with words that would sound nice in any language, and to me they did. So I didn't notice that he was singing in Swedish the first time round. I loved it.
I think it was just a great spectacle. Tom, what are the chat rooms saying? What are those chatters at?
Well, let's face it, there is a lot of love for this, isn't there? I think Danny deserved it. ESC manga. Lots of compliments about the staging as well. Very clever staging, making the most of the studio-only show this year. Would look very odd to a live audience, and we've got congratulations there to the production designers and tech crew that pulled it off. What have we also got? Danny's dance moves aren't looking quite as amazing as they used to be, but I think that's more to do with how the staging worked. And I do think I agree with Donna when she says, couldn't be done with a live audience. It was definitely designed for TV and a lockdown audience. And is this something we're going to see more of as Melfest progresses? Are we going to see staging where they've actually actively thought about the fact there isn't going to be an audience? They're probably going to film it in their own TV studios, and they'll adapt that staging accordingly to make the most of what they've got. There we go. Back to you.
Thank you, Tom, and thanks to those chatters. Keep your comments coming in, and if you've enjoyed tonight's show, make sure you give us a like or a dislike if you hated it. That's fine too. Leave us a comment, and most importantly, ding a dong our bell, which means we can tell you when we go live, and that is very important. Make sure you ding a dong our bell. We do appreciate a good old ding.